let's get this show on the road. Mic audio is good. Game audio should be good. Sounds like it's good. Let's get the YouTube preview up and get the featured grind going here. The ANTIVENOM featured grind. Looks good. How's it going, everybody? Rob.vonshoe here. Happy Monday. Happy cereal stream. Start to a new week. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope the weekend found you well, and it's going to be a jam-packed, super-duper busy week here today. I'm going for the 5-star featured ANTIVENOM in arenas as part of GRINDtoberfest. This is featured grind number 6. First one was Hercules, then Crossbones, bailed out of that one. Third one was Jabari Panther, got 6-star Jabari. Fourth one, I'm counting, was Red Deadpool because that was a featured champion, and I wound up grounding some extra points for him. And then the fifth one just wound up wrapping up for Omega Red, and that is an Awakening on my 6-star, going for the 5-star version of ANTIVENOM this time. Not the 6-star, going for the 5. 6-star is all good and well for everybody going for him, but me personally, he'd just be a bench warmer. And I don't want to do a bench warmer. So that's why I'm going for the 5-star. That way I still got the synergies, which is, going to be super useful. And winds up saving up a lot of stress, body wear and tear, and then units for the next couple grinds. Next up is going to be Silver Centurion. Depending on who the featured champion is this week, could do a grind for a featured 6-star. I'm hoping it's Void. It could possibly be Voodoo or Ghost Rider as well. I think we're going to find out. Well, we should be finding out tomorrow. And then Null is going to be the last grind of GRINDtoberfest. So, busy. Wound up getting caught up with work today, so I don't yet even have the, the win streak yet. So I got a little bit of catching up here to do. But since the cutoff round 1 was 45 million, and since this being the 6-star featured, I actually get full points with my 6-stars. I'm not worried. This is a chill, laid-back grind, basically. Gotta make sure I don't get wrecked because I'm Squidward with my super low health pool. But also the important thing about the stream tonight is that it is the cereal stream. We got Blueberry cereal over here off to the left. Cheers, everybody. That was a super awkward swig of cereal. Much better. So this is the third Halloween themed cereal. First one was Count Chocula. Last week was Frankenberry. This week is Blueberry. Probably my favorite of the three. If you guys haven't had Blueberry, and if you're wondering, it is exactly Trix, but with Lucky Charm marshmallows thrown in too. Nigel, though, says that Nigel is Team Frankenberry. Hey, to each their own. Good to see you, mate. Hope you had a swell weekend. I did. It was half and half. So Saturday, it was a good weekend overall, right? But Saturday, I was grinding nonstop for Omega, right? So that was basically my whole Saturday night, Sunday morning. Sunday was great because I got to sleep and then, take some time away from the game and live my life a bit too, which is nice, it's nice. But now I'm refreshed, ready for a whole new week's worth of festivities, adventures, etc. But I hope your weekend was good too. Boltify saying, "Hey Rob, what up, Boltify? Good to see you, my friend. Happy Monday. Welcome to the cereal stream." Mr. King popping in saying, "Just dropping by to wish you a good stream before getting some Z's." Well, you get them Z's. You enjoy them Z's. And I appreciate you stopping by. Always a pleasure, my friend. Appreciate that. Cyber says, how's it hanging? Pretty good so far. I mean, day one of a 5-star featured grind, so I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. The thing, though, is that I'm also trying to figure out right now, between the featured grinds, is also 7.3, like, completion, because I haven't even started it yet. Completion, and then exploration, and then 3 runs in Karina's Labyrinth. So I can 100% those, because I want to be able to get all of the rewards set, preferably by the time that Alliance War season ends, but I don't think that's going to happen. Odds are probably not. But before Cyber Weekend, at the very least, I really would like to have a rank 4 by Cyber Weekend, so I kind of know what I'm getting into beforehand, But we'll see. We'll see. It's just finding the time for that too, Nigel says, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm a rank 3 Mr. Negative. Do it. Do it. And know that I will be extremely jealous. Like, I'll be joining you shortly. But until I do, super jealous. He's so much fun. Honestly, Mr. Negative is one of the big... Dang it, that reach. Is one of the big reasons why I'm not going for ANTIVENOM. Because I know the debuffs that they do are all different, right? But Mr. Negative plays really similar, like, debuff-wise to the Miles buff, which plays really similar to Spidey 99, which really plays similar to ANTIVENOM now. Man, I just got positively rinsed. That was so stupid. That's embarrassing. Which plays really similar to ANTIVENOM, and all those guys play similar to Beardo. So it's like, do I really need yet another science champion that does all of that? Nah. Plus, he needs a high sig. And as a 6-star, that's just not going to happen. Speaking of Mr. Negative, though. Long story short, congrats. Should I save up my units for the Christmas event or for Cyber Weekend? Cyber Weekend, 100%. As memory serves, you need about 3,500 units total for gifting to get all the milestones. And of that, I think you get at least 1,000 by doing the events already. So 2,500, basically. I would not bother with the gifting crystals. Those tend to not be worth it. Like, it's great if you plan on, like, whaling for it. So statistically, you wind up getting better rewards just because of the sheer number of crystals you open. But I personally wouldn't. Cyber Weekend is going to be a lot better. Should be a lot better. Is the game's music muted or is it OBS? It shouldn't be either. But it might be OBS, actually. Just because this is... I don't know, let's try that. Let me know if that does anything. That's the stupid thing about OBS, is because the game music is coming through perfectly fine on my end. So if it isn't, I can't tell. Pew Pew Action says, hey, Rob. Hey, how's it going? Happy Monday, my friend. How are you doing? Might start cracking on 7.3 this week. I'm sick with COVID. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cyber. I wish you a speedy recovery. And I'm quarantining for the week, so I see no better time than now. I mean, if you got the time to do it, you may as well. But, of course, certainly rest up as well. Nip that thing in the butt. Mr. Negative is just ultra fun to play, and I run damage masteries, and man, my parries just have not been connecting today. And I love that he makes Venom viable again with the ouchies. Yep, and inversely too, but you got to play really, really, really good in order to make that work with Mr. Negative. The synergy is that it's a synergy partner thing. So both Venom and Mr. Negative get a infinite regen at the start of the fight. It works a lot better with Venom because it's a buff and it stays that way, but it's really complicated and really challenging with Mr. Negative because it means you can't dash back ever for the fight. If you do, you lose it. So it's possible to play it that way. It's just very, very challenging. I just recently awakened my Corvus, and with his charges, he's much better than before, but he has very little health. See, that's the thing. That's the trade-off, right? He's got a lower health pool, but because you can tank so much and bypass so much annoying stuff with that awakened ability at like 1% health, you're going to be playing him at like 1%, 5% health most of the time anyway. So it winds up working out. Excuse me. So, show of hands for you guys here in chat. Is anybody going for or interested in ANTIVENOM? Because I've been hearing mixed things. Like, I've got my 2 cents. I think he's good, but I don't have a place for him on my roster, so I'm not super psyched, super interested. If you haven't seen any of Simula67's videos on ANTIVENOM, go check out his channel. Sim winds up posting like some of the coolest stuff with that champion, doing a bunch of crazy Abyss solos, knocking out the champion, fun stuff with ANTIVENOM. So if you're kind of like on the fence about the character, definitely check that out. But part of me wonders like if the super high cutoff for him round 1 was because of who he is or because people are excited about his kit, and I think it's kind of the latter. Taz says, oh, did I say Taz? I didn't say hi to Taz. Wow, shame on me. What's up, Taz? Saying, what's up, Rob? How's it going? Pretty good. Pretty good. So far. Hanging in there. Just working on building up the infinite streak here. And then get going in earnest on the ANTIVENOM grind. But it's been good. It's been really good. Busy weekend, restful weekend on Sunday. I'm having a lot of fun with Inktober, which is the month-long drawing challenge, where every day it's a different prompt, right? And then you just need to draw a picture based on that prompt and just post it someplace. So I've been posting all of my stuff on Twitter. I also got an Instagram, and I'm trying to keep up with that, but mostly Twitter. And today was Moon, so I did a cool pic of Moon Knight. And that's going to keep going for the rest of the month, so it's nice to... It's nice to be able to draw stuff for fun again. I do it a lot for work, but it's fun to do it for fun too. Block decks. I hate these King Thanos teams. Not because the champs are particularly challenging, it's just because of the difference in the challenger rating, because these are 6-star rank 5s. And since I'm like a rank 2, rank 3 at best, that hurts. It takes a minute. Still can't hear the game? Yeah, I got nothing for you then. I don't know. I'm sorry. One of these days I gotta just dive back into OBS, reset everything, and then build it from the ground up. Because I don't know why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. See if one of these... That might do it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see if I'm winding up reverbing or going crazy. See if one of those would wind up doing something. I don't know. I feel like I'm just breaking things now. Cyber says I really like ANTIVENOM. I think he's a perfectly fine addition to the game. Yeah, I'll second that. I'm glad that he exists. People saying about the same. Haven't been able to play him, but he looks very good. Yeah. He's a solid champ if you don't have somebody who does what he does already. I'll say that much. B. McG saying, what's going on, Rob? Howdy, howdy. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome to the serial stream. Are you winning? Kinda. I'm just about ready to clinch the infinite streak, so I would say so. But it's just a 5-star grind, so yeah. I'm doing good. Could have this whole thing knocked out tomorrow if I really wanted to, but I don't. That defeats the purpose of chilling out. Oh, it's got an echo now? Man. Just can't win. Alright, well, let's get rid of that echo. That should solve the echo problem. But I don't know about the music. There are 2 Robs. The blueberry is haunting him. Uh-oh. I'm possessed. I think 1 Rob is plenty for most people. Me especially. 1 is enough. Boink. Also, how's the blueberry? And of the Halloween-themed cereals, which one is the best and the worst? It's pretty good. It's basically just straight-up Trix. It tastes like Trix with the Lucky Charm marshmallows. So I would say this is probably my favorite. Count Chocolate number 2, and then Frankenberry far and away is the worst, or my least favorite of the 3, I'll say. Like, I know it's all artificial flavoring and artificial colors and all that, but that one was just, like, cranked up to 11 on everything. And me personally, I much rather prefer a good bit of nuance in the cereal. That one just felt like it was just assaulting my taste buds. Hopefully our AQ rewards really help my account. Hey, here's the hoping, right? Oh, that's the big news for today, guys. The map 8 news is out for Alliance quests. So for anybody who, runs map 7 right now, the new challenge map is going to be debuting soon. And I'm looking forward to it. AQ is my preference between that and Alliance War. And I don't want to say it's gotten boring, but it's certainly gotten stale. So to be able to, earn better rewards and a whole heap ton of rank 4 materials, I'm definitely down for a new challenge. Biggest news out of that, outside of just that it's happening, is that for map 8 players, they're removing the Corvus timeout trick. Basically, if you wind up running down a clock with like, I don't know, 5% health left or something, it just winds up KOing you. Which is interesting, but then that's also like a nerf for other champs like Hercules or Heimdall, I think. So we'll see how that plays out. They did say it would be like a wait and see temporary thing, just depending on how people play and how people react, I suppose. But it's interesting, right? That they're finally now acknowledging it and then doing something about it too. When you do arena, do you get more battle chips if you choose the harder team? No, it's the same amount of battle chips and gold regardless of which of the three teams you take. The only difference is the amount of points you get at the end. So the more challenging the team, the more points you get. That being said, choosing the team that gives you the most points isn't necessarily the best option. Because if you're trying to speed your way through it, like if you're up against like a deadline or whatever, or if you're refreshing and you just want to get points on the board, the hardest team may not be the best because you may get more points, but it may take you longer to do it. And if it takes you more takes you longer to do it, you won't get as many rounds in, you won't get as many points, so on and so forth, right? So like when I'm doing a featured grind, sometimes I juggle. I juggle between the hardest one and then the middle one. Usually depending on, who the profile champ is. If it's like a Doom or if it's a Nick or a Gilly 99, then nah, I bounce out. Not because I can't fight them, just because they take so freaking long to fight. Like even playing perfectly, they still take way too long for a single KO. And me, I'd rather get 2 rounds in fast than 1 round in with challenging enemies, Oh, Karnak. I hope your buff is so good. I hope. Such a boring champ. He used to be really good. He used to be cutting edge way back in the day. But has not aged gracefully, we'll say. Has not aged gracefully. Does Odin need to be awakened to be good? Because I have him awakened. Not really. Not really. I think off the top of my head... Well, actually, let me look. Because I don't want to say something off the top of my head and then just be terribly wrong. But my knee-jerk gut reaction is no. He doesn't need to be awakened. It helps a lot. It helps. But he doesn't need to be awakened. So his awakened ability is anytime you knock down your opponent, you wind up kind of stealing a couple of the different buffs they might have, right? Between Energize, Crit Resist Up, Fury, Armor Up. So it really sounds like it's a nice to have, especially at high sig, but I don't think it's necessary because it's entirely dependent on your opponent as opposed to you, Unless I'm completely forgetting. I don't remember if Odin puts buffs on the opponent to steal them later on. I need to look at that. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I could be missing something. Reaper popping in. What up, Shoe? I'm so I freaking finally pulled a 5-star Dragon Man from a basic. Solid. How are you liking him so far? He's so much fun. Odin does not need the dupe. It's just copying the opponent's buffs. There you go. There we go. It certainly helps because, I mean, Odin's new Razzle Dazzle Special 2 attack does like a whole heap ton of damage. So if you're able to steal some fury from the opponent to boost that even more, it's a big plus. But like I said, I mean, it's entirely dependent on your opponent. So it doesn't really even matter about you so much. And those are nice, but I don't know. It's nicer even still when, like, your abilities are determined by your play, right? Have you seen the new Batman trailer and the Flash teaser? I have seen both. Batman I was already really excited for. The trailer was nice. I think that's where I'm going to wind up cutting myself off. Because even though the trailer was fun and it was really exciting, I don't know if it gave anything away. It just showed me a lot more of the movie than I needed to see to get excited about it, say. So I figure if I keep seeing more trailers and stuff like that, then it's going to show more of the movie. And I don't know, I want to go in with as clean of a slate as possible to just enjoy it fresh for, you know, whatever and however it winds up being. Because, I mean, it's a whole new Batman experience on screen, right? We don't get those too terribly often. So I definitely want to enjoy it. And Flash looks cool, but the exact same thing for me. Because, like, I knew what was coming, or what is coming in the Flash movie, just like the setup and whatnot, but that's enough. That's enough. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Everybody's trying to do the multiple timeline thing now. I just think it's so funny. Like, all those years ago, right? Marvel came out with Avengers as this big cinematic universe mashup, and then everybody and their uncle tried to do it. Now Marvel's onto multiverse and parallel timelines and whatnot, and now DC's like, we've got a story for that too. Okay, guys. Like, I know comics is one big happy incestuous family stealing ideas and characters all over the place, but man. Nigel saying, you got any weird flex rank ups? Got a rank 3 Luke Cage. I love that guy. Yeah. Those are the best ones, by the way, the fun rank ups. So I would say Storm Pyramid X is a weird flex rank 3. I love her. She's crazy. The amount of damage that she can get is rivaled only by Star-Lord and Proxima. She's nuts. I wouldn't say Spider-Ham is a weird flex, because I genuinely think he's really good. Rank 2 Mordo, maybe? I would rank 3 Mordo. He's fun. about any, like, weird rank ups outside of that. 5 stars I don't think really counts anymore. I mean, I've got, like, Kamala Khan, I've got Psycho Man at rank 5, but it's a 5-star, so I don't know if that's as terribly exciting anymore as it used to be, but I have fun with them, so I like it. Feel like Colin Farrell is going to kill it as Penguin. Dude, after that trailer, like, looking at him, the makeup department absolutely crushed it. But then seeing him in the trailer, it's going to be one of those things like, that was Colin Farrell? Really? No. I love it. Namor is Aquaman's original. Yeah, and then you got like Hyperion and Superman. It's all over the place. Like just about for every single character, there's like a clone doppelganger for the other franchise. What a time to live in. All these comic book movies. Yes, but now we're at that point more often, at least 50-50. At least 50% of the time, not only are they good comic book movies, but they're good movies too, which is even better. Because sometimes when they try and do like a comic storyline in live action, it just winds up being schlock. Like, it works in the books themselves, but on screen, it just... Nah. So when they try something that's comic-infused, but tailored for live action, and it works, it's like... Brilliant. I love it. Storm X has been amazing for my wars. She's such, like, a utility workhorse. She does so many cool things. And not only that, not only does she do like random cool quirky things, but she has the damage to match. Because so many champs are like, do you want damage or do you want fun and quirky utility? And she's like, hold my beer. I got both. Yeah, yeah, Overseer too, I guess. Overseer is the highest science prestige champion right now, so mine's sitting at like 180, 200, I think. Yeah, I guess he's a weird flex. He's interesting. He's interesting. He's good. He does stuff. He's like a lot of the other big rank ups though, like Silver Surfer and Thor Rags, even post buff. They're like, yeah, they're good. They're cool. They do things and stuff. That Mordo is stylish. Mordo is fun as such a delightful troll champion. That's the part I like about Mordo too, is like he's a troll champion on defense, but he plays like a troll on offense as well. Because that's another thing for me, is like I don't care how they play on defense. It's not fun to put them on defense because you don't get to play them. It takes all the, all the control out of your hands, basically. Oh. More awkward cereal eating. I'm on a roll tonight, guys. Aegon's not going to live long enough. He might. Let's try it. Come on. There we go. Not enough. Not enough prowess for unblockable. Shame. Did I enjoy Shang-Chi? The movie? I'm assuming the movie, right? Because the champion in game, 100%. Oh, yeah. Did I enjoy the movie? Mostly, I I thought it was fun. It successfully did what I needed it to do. Introduce me to the characters that I'm going to be seeing in the next movie. Um, it's also one of those things where it's like I enjoyed I enjoyed the movie a lot more before they dived like head on into like the Marvel slash like comic book, like hard comic uh action. So like without spoiling it, I thought the most enjoyable fight scene, right, was in the very beginning on the bus. Like that was it was fun to watch. I felt it had the more even though I knew it had no stakes whatsoever, it still felt like there were still stakes. Then by the time you get to the end where it's like one big CG slugfest with like all kinds of crazy nonsense that who cares? Generic CG everything going around. It's just like, meh, okay, wake me up when the CG schlock is over. When it went full MCU at the end. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Cyber. 100%. It's like, if I wanted to go see a movie with kaiju, I'd go and watch freaking Godzilla again. And I'd still be like nominally more entertained. Not a whole lot, but nominally more entertained. But otherwise, it's like, why do I care about this at all? The other part that bugged me about the movie, just from like a continuity believability standpoint, is like, okay, sure, Shang-Chi grew up around some mystical stuff, but nothing like too terribly crazy in a world now that's been invaded by aliens. But so he's familiar with it. Katie hasn't though, not at all. I mean, there's New York and again aliens, but there's a difference between like seeing an alien on TV and like, hey, I'm scaling the back of a dragon who's flying in the air fighting a giant like Mothra or whatever. You know? It's like what? And these guys seem completely unfazed. Like this is just Tuesday. What? That's why I don't care. I don't care. I'm like, all right, they're just like going and like checking the obligatory MCU boxes. Yeah, let's do that. Scott asking, which champ would you like to see added into MCOC? Bullseye. Definitely Bullseye. And then call me a sucker too, but uh, the new Elektra Daredevil would be really cool too. Just because I think the costume is sick. Rylan stopping in. What up, Rylan? How do I really feel about ANTIVENOM? Okay, so granted, this is my disclaimer, is that I've had the privilege of playing a lot of other science champions, and I have a lot of other science champions that I'm going to be comparing ANTIVENOM against. So that's my disclaimer, right? ANTIVENOM does a lot of cool stuff. I think he's a good champion. I think he's a good addition to the game. He does fun things. He definitely has a place and a purpose here. That being said, it's really hard to differentiate a need for ANTIVENOM when you're already sitting on Spider Miles, you're already sitting on Spidey 99, you're already sitting on Mr. Negative, and you've had a Beardo on your account for like 3 years. You know, and Overseer, because Overseer does stuff like that too now. So it's like, is he a good champion? Yeah. Is he replacing any of those guys? Not a chance. So it's like, it's cool. Or Void, even, you know. Is he better than Void? I mean, yeah, kind of, but if you've got Void already, he's not good enough to be like, yeah, I'm never playing Void ever again. Or like a high sig Beardo, and it's like, well, I'm just going to retire Beardo now. No. So he's good. He's worth getting as a 5-star for me, but he's not worth putting up 150, 160 million points, whatever it is, for a 6-star. A 6-star that I would need to dupe and then throw like 100 sig stones into in order to like unlock his viability. So, nah, I'm good. Now, granted, if you don't have any of those characters as a 4 or as a 5 or 6-star, then yeah, for sure. I think ANTIVENOM would be great. Beautiful. I'm not playing any of these champions optimally. I am well aware. Like Falcon, I didn't do his recon scan. Mr. Negative, I didn't try and inflict that crazy special 2 degen. Right now, it's just straight up button mashing. Straight up button mashing. This made a fun random discovery when it comes to Vulture. If you're on Damage Masters and bring in Ultron, you get Vulture's Awaken ability when he's unduped. Well, there you go. That's pretty cool. Saves you the hassle of trying to get him woken up. Plus, then you got Ultron on your squad already too, and he's really good. Like, I was looking at his abilities and would still take Torch over him any day. Yep. Exactly. So I'm saying, I'm glad he exists, because if like he's the first or second science champion that somebody gets, he's gonna be a big help. But for anybody who has ranked up science champions already, he's not more of the same. I don't think that's a fair comparison, but he's certainly not going to be replacing anybody anytime soon. Block all that. We'll have to see how Null does, because Null, I don't know. I need to play Null more. Null might go either way. Because, like, there's so many freaking good Cosmic Champions now. So many good Cosmic Champions. Like, Null does a lot of cool stuff. Like, Null, I think, is kind of like the Cosmic Mr. Negative, basically. Where he's got some crazy out-of-the-box sort of things. But he's not going to, like, KO somebody faster than Cosmic Ghost Rider, right? Or be as easy to play as Hyperion. Let's see if I can KO this guy before the fire melts me. Beautiful. Ryland says, is that a Packers Cup? You bet it's a Packers Cup. I'm a cheesehead. And we did pretty good this week. Better than last week, at least. Cyber says, just give me all them symbiotes. Give them all to me. Who knows, maybe next week's arena is going to be the symbiote arena. That gets a symbiote selector. Wouldn't that be nice? Like, you could choose between Venom or Carnage or a Red Goblin or Venom the Duck or Simby Spidey. You can just take your pick. Scott asking, did I decide which tech I'm going to rank 3? Silver Centurion or Nimrod? Well, I got to get Silver Centurion first. Both those champions are ranked 2 worthy. And I don't think I would rank 3 either of them yet. If I was going to do one, it'd probably be Silver Centurion, I think. If I really liked his gameplay as a 6-star on Awakened. But I think my next tech rank 3 is either going to be Movie Vision, just because of freaking Sweetia and all of his crazy gameplay with Movie Vision. Or it might be a Stark Spidey. And then after that, then we'll have to see. Hey, we're getting raided, everybody. Thanks for stopping in for the hashtag Hobbit raid. Thanks, Hobbit. Appreciate you dropping by, and everybody else as well. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Serial Stream. I'm rob.vonshoe. Pleasure having you guys here. Big howdy, big welcome to Esmar, Cloud, Easy, Buddy Lee. What up, buddy? Scar, N1, N9, Hobbit himself. What up, Hobbit? Hungry Barbecue, Ms. Jane, Dexter, Cyber, Easy again. Oh no, Easy saying drop a line. Cheers, bud. Hey, Glory Man. Pleasure, bud. Good to see you again. And KS. Thanks, everybody. Do appreciate very much you guys dropping by for the Hobbit raid. This is the cereal stream. It's my favorite live stream of the week. Chowing down on some Booberry cereal. Working on some of them Halloween cereals. Last week was Frankenberry. Week before that was Count Chocula. With the aim of seeing which is my favorite cereal. 52 weeks worth of cereals. Which one is the best? Which one? Not so much. I mean, it's a pretty tight race at the top and not a tight race at all at the bottom. Not a tight race at all at the bottom. There's a very, very firm last place. Did you see what Roger said to the group of Bears fans? I did not. But seeing as it's Bears fans for Rogers, I don't know. I don't know. I can imagine. I can also imagine what they may have said to him before the camera started rolling. And Axe, sorry bud, I missed you up there at the top. Hey, what's up, Dexter? Pleasure, my friend, good to see you. Ryland says, I'm a huge Packers fan. Hey, there you go. There you go. I love it. So we're saying Noel's early access bundle comes out tomorrow. I'm not going to comment on that because I don't remember if that was officially... I think it was officially revealed on that Kabam Mike video from a while ago. But because I don't remember, I'm not going to comment one way or another. But traditionally, based on previous months, yeah, one could assume that there's a early access bundle coming out tomorrow. One could assume. Yeah, either tomorrow or Thursday, one or the other. Oh, no, tomorrow, because Thursday is ANTIVENOM. They wouldn't do that. He said, I still own you. That's fun. Nice dupe on a Starkey, Rob. Thanks, buddy. I lucked out. So I was grinding for Starkey in Arena. And it got to like... I was doing round 1. And it was like maybe midway through day 2. And I just Was not feeling it. It was like I was behind. I was just tired. And I'm like, I'm just going to open up some calves and hope to get them. And if I get them, then it saves me a grind, right? Well, I got them. And then because I'm a masochist, apparently, I kept going. So I woke them up that way. Wouldn't it be funny, though, after Rodgers leaves Green Bay, that he winds up pulling a Favre and goes to the Bears instead? I hope not. Like, I hope Rodgers just retires and stays retired, and like Green Bay will just be his legacy, like what Favre should have done instead of going to friggin' Minnesota. Okay, I'm just getting rinsed here. Pitiful. I don't know, man. My parry has been awful today. I'm a Vikings fan. It hurts. It hurts so bad. I'm sorry, buddy. It'll get better. Giving it time, it'll get better. Bears fan who's flipped him off is so soft for crying about it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't put it past Rodgers to say something unprovoked to fans, but knowing how well those teams get along, I wouldn't have doubted that the fans started it. The fact that that's news at all is so stupid. Everyone needs to just buck up. Trash talk is part of the game. And that's such innocent trash talk, too, on top of it. It's like, grow up, guys. I'm a Lions fan. I feel nothing anymore. Sad day. Sad day. Yeah, Axe. Hyperion and Starkey. I grinded for them both. Hyperion started off GRINDtoberfest here. That's what I'm doing. That's my goal for this month. October here is GRINDtoberfest for the account. I'm doing I'm going for a featured champion every arena all month. So it started off with Hyperion. I wound up going for Crossbones, but I bailed on that one. Jabari, speaking of Jabari, got Jabari. Red Deadpool, and then Omega Awakening last round. ANTIVENOM this round. Silver Centurion next, depending on who the featured is. Maybe that, and then capping it off with Null. Busy, busy, busy. Get out of here, thing. Is Detroit still looking for their first win? Are they? I thought they got it, but I could be mistaken. I hope that they've gotten it. Everybody needs at least one win, especially this late into early season. Like, getting that first W is just, it's just like a little, like a moral boost or morale boost. Because no one wants to get stunk out. Son of a biscuit, man. All these stupid champs and their inherent power gain. Like, I got rinsed by a Domino in Incursions earlier who got a random power gain. And I don't know how she got a power gain. It must be her ability somewhere like lucky, unlucky, something like that, because it wasn't tied with the nodes, but she wound up going from like 2.5 bars to 3 out of nowhere, and I wasn't expecting it, and well, got rinsed. Very annoying. Game's getting sluggish. Not as like an aside, the game feels like it's getting sluggish. It's probably gonna crash. And enough CCP people have said no comment to confirm it. Hey, no comment, bud. No comment. But traditionally, and you know, in the past, if the past is anything to go off of, then it's looking good. Rogers already said that that's the one team he would never play for. Good, good. I'm glad he has. I'm glad he'll stick to his guns. Rogers wants to go to San Francisco. Hey, he's coming back home. See, that'd be fun too, but I don't know. Like, San Francisco is. It feels like too big of a team to get a quarterback for like a season or two. Because as much as I like Aaron Rodgers, and I really, really like Aaron Rodgers, he is not Tom Brady. And the fact that Tom Brady somehow is still going at the level he's still going, it just blows my mind. Punchy, punchy, punch, and special. Bears would never have him after that showing. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine if that actually wound up going through? They'd just be like constantly. Like, if he thinks that there's enough drama with the GM and the staff at Packers, like he'd wind up getting booed each time he ran out on the field by his own team, by his own fans. They wouldn't have him on Jeopardy. The producer is not presenting because they didn't take Rodgers. No. Is that actually, I don't know. Is that what they're doing now? Because the producer was stepping in officially, and he had the job for like a day, and then he got fired because of like some sexist tweets or something that he sent out. So now I have no idea what they're doing. No one wants to be the 2017 Cleveland Browns. Poor Browns. They've certainly earned their reputation. But Rodgers should just retire after this season. Oh, yeah. Got that one. Yeah. Or something. He's with Shailene, what's her name? Shailene Woodley? What's her name? Not Maze Runner girl, but she was in Discount Hunger Games. It wasn't the Hunger Games, it was like the light snacking in between meals games. Honestly, dude could do just about anything that he wants. He still has enough like goodwill amongst the general public just from all the commercials he's wound up doing over the years. Like if you wanted to write a book, you could write a book. If you want to just like derp off and buy an island, sure. Do the John Elway thing and buy a team. That works too. Or John Elway thing, or buy a bunch of like, start your own chain of car washes. I mean, sky's the limit. If people are literally giving you the middle finger and you are dominating them, what do you say? To any competitor who disagrees, you are not a competitor. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. I would too. I think that response is probably like the most like level-headed, calm, cool, and collected thing that somebody could say in that situation. Because you imagine like somebody like Roethlisberger in there instead. There we go. There's a crash. Lions are the first team to go 0-16. Sad day. Easy says, how many units do you spend on an average featured grind? I go for the new 5s because I can get them with just my 6s and 1 or 2 times through with my 5s. So it depends. It depends. Oh, it's a fight. So with solid grinding, non-stop, running through all my 6s, 5 rank 5s, 5 rank 4s, 5 rank 3s, as they come off a cooldown, I can hit 100 million with no refreshes. So if it's anything less than that, no units. And then after that, every 12 to 13 million points is an Odin. So it really just depends on who the champ is and what their estimated cutoff is. So like Hyperion was a chunky grind. Another reason I'm not going for 6-star ANTIVENOM right now. To me, there's no justification for it. I'll get him as a 5-star. It's cool, but it's not worth the stress, not worth the time, and certainly not worth the units for me. He's not bad, just not for me. Cloud of Contempt. Domino gains some power when she shrugs a bleed debuff. Oh, that could be it. That actually could be it. That actually is exactly it, yeah. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. No. But I think I need to spend to get in the 150, 200 range. 100%. Yep. That's how they get you. Did anybody really think the Lions were going to win any games this year? They should be focusing on 2022. Probably are. I mean, they definitely are. Starting eyeing some potential draft picks. Hoping to get lucky. Cam has a testing stream scheduled for tomorrow morning our time. Maybe he's just really hoping to get lucky. You know, if something just serendipitously happened. Nah, go check it out. Go check it out. People are excited for Null. Bye-bye, dude. I know how awful that seems, but you guys did just get a pretty good haul for Stafford, who you wasted, unfortunately. That is how it goes. It's very difficult for one guy to carry a team. That's also why I kind of understand where Rodgers was coming from last year. So for those guys who aren't football fans, but kind of get a gist of an understanding of football, Rodgers has been with the Packers for many, many years. He is nearing a traditional time of retirement for QBs. Just, he's not old, he's not hurt usually, but he's about the age where, like, people in the top office are starting to, like, start thinking about phasing out. But Rodgers has no intention of leaving. Like, because he's not the top of his game like he used to be a bunch of years ago. But he is still dominant and still very successful. So what the top office wanted to do is like, all right, well, if he gets hurt or if he doesn't have a great season, well, then we'll use that as an excuse to kind of like move him along. Hey, thank you for your time here. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. And his response to that is a one-man army basically carrying the entire team on his shoulders for last season. Showing that not only does he have a lot of gas left in the tank, but there's no reason for them to phase him out. So then off-season, they've been butting heads. And, we'll see how that plays out. Brian says, yo, Rob, is this where I go for a tune-up on my kicks? Yep. We got a queue lined up out back for tune-ups. Take a number, we'll get to you. Google says Blossom is hosting now and a former winner. My point stands. Rodgers tried out, and they said, no thanks. Well, that's the thing, though, too, because, like, I don't know if that's something that Rodgers would be happy with for more than a year or two, you know? I mean, like, look at Michael Strahan, right? He was on, not Regis and Kelly. He was with Kelly Ripa hosting that show for ages, in addition to doing a sports desk. And then he eventually just derped off to something else because it's like, hey, time to move on. Woodley. There we go. Thank you. I know she's been in other things. She was in, what was that one? With, like the All-Star cast was with, So with Helen Mirren, it was with what Glenn Close was in the last season. Perfect Little Liar or something like that. I don't know. I'm completely drawing a blank on the rest of her filmography. But he definitely has a type. He definitely has a type. I'll say that. Because he's with her now, Olivia Munn right before that, and then Danica Patrick before. So he's got a type. And Scar says those ads. If I moved to the U.S., I honestly don't know if I get insurance from Progressive or State Farm. or Geico, or any of the others, or AAA. It doesn't matter. All of them are the same. They're going to wind up offering you a decent rate and then try and stiff you if you ever need to, cash out for anything. Shouldn't move or shouldn't buy insurance from football ads. Yeah. Or J. Jonah Jameson either. Dude's pretty sus if you ask me. Cyber says, gonna head out, Rob. Have a good rest of the night and stream. Good night, everybody. Hey, take care, Cyber. Feel better, bud. Feel better. Also, one more thing. Currently, Eagles have the Dolphins first and the Colts first round picks if Carson keeps playing. It'll be an interesting draft. It'll be a very interesting draft. Sim is a huge ANTIVENOM fan, and he's got tons of good videos on him as well. Yes, absolutely. I will keep shouting that from my my soapbox here on the corner. That Sim very much is the go-to ANTIVENOM guy. Look at the Packers draft history. It's pathetic. I'm not a Packers fan. To each their own. Strahan got his Super Bowl, though. He did. He got his one. That's the thing, though, too. Most of the Packers draft picks recently are adequate, but I haven't really, I don't know, mostly haven't really proved themselves yet. We'll see. They definitely got some things to figure out. It's very much that awkward transitional phase between eras. Kind of like how they definitely had to figure stuff out as Favre was well on his way out. It's about that time here too. Full transparency, I'm a Jersey native and a Giants fan. That's okay. We still like you. You can still stay. I was actually in Jersey not too terribly long ago. Upstate Jersey, though. Which I'm told may as well be a different state. For the size that Jersey is, the fact that it's so different no matter which corner you wind up going to, it's very interesting. Because like California, I get. It's a big old freaking state. So it makes sense that Southern California is a lot different economically, culturally, socially than Central California, which is a lot different than Northern California. But a lot of that is because there's just so much divide land-wise in between the areas. Jersey, you drive an hour any which way, you're in another state. Los Angeles, you drive an hour any which way and you're the next town over because you've been stuck in traffic for 45 of those 60 minutes. Sunspotted popping in saying, yo, hey, what up, Sunspotted? Howdy, howdy. Welcome to the serial stream / football chat. How you doing? I don't feel uncomfortable about either. Hey, good on you. Good on you. I got a super scroll yesterday, Rob. Thoughts? My condolences. He is a champion in the game. And it's another one of those instances where it's like you look at the champ and you're like, wow, you could have been really cool. But you're not. He's arena fodder. It's arena fodder. Like, I'm sorry not to be able to sugarcoat it, but dude is just a total bummer. Which is a shame because on paper he could do and should be able to do a lot of interesting, cool things. Plus, his synergies should make him really interesting, but that is a negative. But if it's a new champ, then it's still a new champ. That still counts for something. California should really be 3 separate states. Yeah. But economically, I have no idea how that would work. Like, we need the produce and the resources from Central and the water from Northern California. And without Southern California, the North and Center just would fall apart financially because they've got just nothing going. Like, the Bay Area is like this little island of potential money coming in. But that's it. Like, they could just branch off and be their own little... Probably will be in a few years with the oceans rising. But it's interesting because every couple of years, every 4 years, somebody manages to get that on the ballot for us to vote on again. Should it be 3 states? Should it be 2 states? Should it be 8 states? It's all kind of crazy. Question of the day, my favorite Halloween memory is a Superman mask rubber band breaking 5 minutes into trick or treat. I cried like a baby. Aw, that's only 5 in my defense. Well, it's traumatic for a 5-year-old. Because Halloween's a big deal, you know? It's a big deal, and you want it to be just right, just perfect. And even though you can still have a lot of fun, even with the busted rubber band, I get that. I get that. Astro, hello, hello. What up, bud? Welcome to the Monday Serial Stream. I'm doing pretty good. Saturday was good, just grinding for Hyperion. Sunday was better because I got to sleep. And now here we are, starting another week of fun and adventures, of crazy arena nonsense, and real life too. How are you doing? I will say this. It's really fun as like a social experiment, I suppose. If for no other reason than just for me. To do GRINDtoberfest. To do all these featured grinds back to back to back to back to back. But I'm also looking forward to not doing that next month. Hopefully. We'll see. If it is Icarus and Cersei, I mean, them as characters, that doesn't mean anything to me, but we'll see what they wind up doing, like their abilities and whatnot. I'm hoping they aren't cosmic. There's really no reason for them not to be cosmic. Them being Eternals and all that, but I'm hoping at least one of them is a skill champ. It's been forever since we had a skill champ. Science, we've had a few. I don't think we've had a Mystic for a while either, have we? Since Purgatory? Wow, America Chavez, I guess. Cersei might be Mystic, now that I think about it. And then Icarus, hopefully a skill. Again, he probably won't be, but hopefully. Still just hoping that this week isn't going to be Void. If I can get through this week without grinding for Void or like another 6-star champion, if I get like a couple extra days to just like rest up before Null, that'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it, Command Gods. I'd appreciate it. To be honest, these champs are definitely worth the grind, but with only 30 6-star champs, I've got no shot. Not without spending a whole heap ton of units. That's the gotcha. But I agree. That's the driving factor in getting going with all of it, because it's like, hey, that guy's good, and that guy's good, and that guy's good, and that guy's good. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I do not recommend it. Hey, what's up, Billy? Billy stopping in, saying, hey, Rob. What's on your mind, bud? We're just hanging out here talking a little bit of everything. MCOC, football, movies, cereal. Good place to just hang out and just chill out and chat for a bit. Here, let me try something, guys. Let me try something. I want to see if the music switches over. So right now I'm assuming that there still is no background music, right? Let's see if that changes. Let me know if there's any difference. Like, if it's just a matter of me needing to like copy paste this stage, this scene, whatever they call it, and then just add a serial box to it, then I will. Shit, dude. Just got out of the hospital. Got jumped 12 hours ago. Need to have surgery on my face. Coming here always makes me feel better, man. Jesus, dude. I'm glad you're okay. I mean, considering, right? But I'm glad you're okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, if you need a place to vent, feel free. Feel free. Or if you want to contribute to the jumping on and piling on the Bears and the Lions and the Vikings, you are more than welcome to do that here as well. So we were talking movies a little bit ago. Now that movie theaters are mostly open again, everybody's putting out the movies that should have been out a year ago. So I still haven't seen Venom. I would like to see James Bond. Matrix is coming out soon. I'm 100% seeing that. Batman just had the trailer. Last of Us wrapped on HBO, so that's going into post-production. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff on the horizon. Every Disney show property that was slated to come out next year got moved back a couple months because reasons. So, film-wise, it's kind of all over the place. Plus, I mean, on top of everything that's streaming normally anyway. Speaking of which, you guys read the comic Why the Last Man? It's a Robert Kirkman book. Same guy who did Walking Dead. Gist of it is pretty similar, actually. Except in this case, all the men die in the world except for this one guy, right? So they made it into a show. Me having heard of the book, I've been watching the show. Hadn't read the book. But now that I've watched the show so far, I want to go and read the book and see what's different, because there's a huge friggin' difference between Walking Dead comic and Walking Dead show. Comic is like 100 times better. I'm liking the show. I just think that the show is misnamed is all. Because the guy in the show, the last guy, is like the least interesting character. He's the least interesting character. Everybody else is so much more interesting and fun to watch. So I wanted to read the comic to see if that's how it's supposed to be, or if they decided to just take the premise and go a different direction. Did you like Fear the Walking Dead? I got through most of season 1. And I liked it better because I had no idea what was going to happen next. I liked it better than Walking Dead. It seemed to... I don't know if saying it's more grounded. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I think it was because I didn't know where the story was going. That's why I liked it more. But yeah. Billy says, I saw Venom. Don't listen to the reviews. I thought it was awesome. Good. I don't. I don't listen to reviews, honestly. Because, like, most often than not, the reviewers don't have a different perspective on film than I do. I go in wanting to be entertained, not for every piece of cinema I see to be high art. There's a place for it, 100%, and I love films that are high art. I just don't think that every film needs to do that, you know. Dune looks awesome. That's right. Dune already is out, I think, right? That's the Netflix series. Hulu. Yeah, yeah. Walking Dead became predictable. It became predictable. It became watered down. And the best characters in the book are long dead in the show. Or just never materialized in the first place. Like, Carl was an absolute badass. Lori was amazing in the book. But, like, terrible on the show. Maggie, I'd say, is probably like, I don't want to say she's the most faithful adaptation, but she's the closest, I guess. Michonne is pretty close, I suppose, but they had to flex Michonne a lot to cover characters who got written off already on the show. So like Michonne is like a combination of like 3 different characters right now. And same true with Negan. Like, Negan was always fun in the books, but now that Rick is gone on the show, they kind of are having like Negan take a much more front and center role. And a fun actor, but just a different character at this point. Brian says, I've never watched any of the Walking Dead series. It seemed too generic. The Walking Dead is the pumpkin spice of zombie horror. Reviewers go in to review the movie, but they don't actually watch it. Yeah, or they come in with their own, come in knowing what they want to say about it already. Which defeats the purpose. Stopped watching when the governor died. Man, the governor was such a good character in the book. Not a good character, but just a good villain. Delightfully sadistic. And, likewise, the way that he died in the book is also extremely satisfying. But now I have no idea what they're going to do with the Walking Dead series. Supposedly Rick is coming back in a movie. I don't know. I don't really know if there's a place for the movie anymore right now. Watch, the movie comes out the same time that Resident Evil comes out. Excuse me. Resident Evil, by the way, looks like it's really fun. It just looks like it's really low budget. Not that I mind low budget. I'm just saying for like a major release, that's what it looks like. Unless they've got like placeholder CG just to, get a trailer out and then keep working on it between now and when it goes gold. Oh. Sad day. There we go. Thought the game froze again for a second there. The new Resident Evil confuses me though. Is it in between the first movie and the Umbrella Academy? No, it's a reboot. It's a complete reboot. I'm hoping. Because if they wind up tying it together with the mess that the original movie series wind up becoming, then it's not going to be a success. The Resident Evil movies fell into the exact same problem that Star Wars did. Is that they just kept making movies without having any idea of where it was going. So it feels terribly incoherent. Nothing seems to connect. Things that one movie was leading up to are completely ignored in the next. Even like characters and their personalities are kind of like all over the place depending on the writers. I did like Army of the Dead as far as zombie movies go. Yeah. I like Shaun of the Dead. That counts. How can you reboot that franchise? Mill was the only reason to watch them. It was, but I like the Resident Evil movies before she got superpowers. Or it should have ended after she got them. But then there were like 4 movies after she got and lost her superpowers. Where it's like, what are you guys doing now? What are you even doing? But the first Resident Evil movie, that one was fun. Whereas Mila Djokovic and then, wow. Michelle Rodriguez. There we go. That was a fun movie with the, wasn't Rob Zombie, it was soundtrack. Who was that? Marilyn Manson, there we go. Who did the theme. Shaun of the Dead was great. Yes, just don't look at the year that Shaun of the Dead was made. You will not feel good about yourself. It's just one of those timeless bits where everybody will stay that age forever. And us too. We'll just stay that age. Martian popping in with this Scotty raid. What's up, bud? Appreciate that. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. Welcome to the Serial Stream. Terminator did the same thing. The plot completely changed. Yeah, and each one is like, meh. They keep like digitizing Arnold just because he has to be in there because they haven't been able to divorce the franchise from him yet in 20 odd, 30 odd some years. Which is good. They shouldn't. I mean, he's that series, he's that character, he's that franchise. Do something else. So I really liked, was it the Christian Bale one? right? Because they really tried to do something different, or like to break away from the traditional shtick, right? Like you did have like a brief T800 cameo at the end, but like that one essentially did what the most recent Terminator movie did, like 15 years ahead of time, where it's like, what if you combine people with the Terminators? Are they robots or are they just like digital people? Salvation, there you go, thank you. Yeah. And that's when Sam Worthington was having like his big moment, because he had Terminator Salvation and then Avatar came out not too long after. Speaking of franchises I don't want to see any more installments of, Disney's like, yo, we have an endless war chest of money. And Jim Cameron is like, I will take all of it, please. So Disney's like, sure, why not? Also, since we own you now, we're going to just wind up like releasing Avatar and then the year after re-releasing Endgame and then re-releasing Avatar, so we can just compete with ourselves to see which movie winds up having the largest of all time box office gross. I mean, Disney wins at the end of the day because they're both Disney properties, but it's so dumb. I think the box office should be for the original theatrical run, right? If you re-release it 20 years later, you shouldn't add to the original box office total. It's the re-release, you know. I saw Terminator 3 in theaters, absolutely loved it, and those times, yeah, she was the what did they call her call number? The TX, something like that, was it? Like I think they stopped giving the, like with her model they stopped giving them proper numbers, like T800, T850, T1000. Yeah, Sam was great in that. Plus, it focused more on those darker days. Yeah, and it focused on the people again, just like in Terminator 1. Like, you know, it focused on Kid John a little bit in Terminator 2, but the main focus was the T800 and T1000. Sarah was there, of course, and John was there, but they're kind of like background characters to the Terminators. I wasn't personally a big fan of Terminator 3 or the Sarah Connor. Well, no, I take it back. Sarah Connor Chronicles was pretty okay because it focused on the people again. And the game is just infinitely lagging. Love it. Then you had the reboots, right? Which, eh. But Salvation at least tried to do it different. So I will give them credit where credit is due. Disney better make Aragon beautiful, because the movie I got was disgusting. Nothing like the book. But I believe Disney can do it justice. See, I didn't even know that they had gotten the rights to that franchise. That is going to be, I mean, if anybody can do it, it's Disney. But I mean, that book series is like pushing, what, 2 decades old now? To bring back a whole book series and whole franchise with it. They could. Same could be said when Avengers Endgame was re-released 4 months after its first release, just to push it over Avatar. Yeah, but there was 90 seconds of extra footage, so it was different. It's so dumb. I forgot, but she was bad. Everything was bad. The stunt work was bad. The wire foo was bad. The CG was bad. That's something you don't hear about anymore. That was kind of like a short-lived thing. Wire foo. Maybe a little bit racist too, now that I think about it, because they only ever talked about it for like after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon came out, and then it was any other like Asian foreign movie that had that effect was referred to as wire foo. I don't recall too many Western movies with it that they referred to it that way. Perhaps I'm misremembering, but that's what I remember at least. Because I know a lot of people tried the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon thing, just like everybody ripped off Matrix. It's like, hey, someone came up with a new way to do things. Let's copy paste into oblivion. I don't think you've ever watched Avatar from beginning to end. Avatar is the one movie that I was glad to see in 3D. I've only seen maybe a handful of other movies in 3D, but Avatar is the only one that actually pulled it off. And the only reason they pulled it off is because the whole movie was designed specifically to be seen in 3D. Like, whereas everybody else is like, it's like an afterthought in post. They're like, oh yeah, have the hand like pop out at you like that. All these like stupid gotcha gimmicks. But Avatar was fun. It's also a very long movie. Freaking dances with Smurfs. Freaking South Park. Get out of here, Gwen. But it's I don't know. Avatar is one of those movies I don't know how it's aged actually, because I haven't seen it recently. At the time, visually, it was very stunning. But that was many years ago, and I don't know how it's aged. The story itself is pretty bland. Yeah, you can really tell when the 3D effects are an afterthought. Yep. And I get it. 3D is stupid expensive, and it's a gimmick that, may not pay off and may not, wind up being worth the investment in the first place. Beautiful. Beautiful spores. Is Avatar worth to sit down and watch? It's worth watching casually. Like, if you got something else you got to do, or, you know, just futz around on your phone a bit, I would say yeah. You know, you can, you know, go back to futzing on your phone when the dialogue scenes and the talking heads pop up, but then as soon as they have, like, the world building and establishing shots, yeah, just pay attention. It's fun. Again, it's visually very interesting. But the plot is nothing more than like, companies, corporations bad, nature good. The end. Like, the level of thought and detail that went into the story is like the MacGuffin thing that the bad guy corporate people are after. It's called unobtainium, because someone just jotted that down on a napkin, and that's as much effort as they wanted to put into it. Peepee says, "Yo, Rob, how's it going?" What's up, Peepee? Good to see you, bud. Happy Monday. Happy cereal stream. You've been cranking out some great Inktober art. Hey, thank you, bud. I appreciate that. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's good, and it's a lot of fun to do it for fun again. So I've been having fun. Got a 13, a little less than 2 weeks left. So we're getting there. It's been a really fun project. It's pretty much why I avoided it in the first place. That's what I'm saying, though. If you watch it at home, you got all your stuff there already. So if you get bored, just go do something else. You know, check out whatever's going on Reddit or on YouTube. Watch something else while you're watching it in the background. It's worth it for that much. Alrighty, guys. Here's what we're going to do. Let's go say hey to BG. I think BG's streaming right now, right? Yeah. Let's go say hey to BG. But before we do that, let's go open up a crystal too, which is what I like to do on the streams now. I got a cav crystal. Cool. So what I'd like to do for this is guess who the champion is going to be that pops out of the crystal. I don't care about the rarity. 6-star would be nice, but that's not the game. If you guys want to throw your guesses into chat, feel free. I'm going to guess it's going to be Hyperion. Put that in the chat right there. Then also, like I was saying, let's go say hey to BG. He's streaming on the hashtag rob.vonshoe. Cool. And that's going to do me for tonight, everybody. I want to thank you guys for watching the Monday edition of the Serial Stream. If you kindly like the video, subscribe to the channel. That stuff helps the channel grow. I'm almost at 3,000 subs, which is really cool. So every bit helps and is much appreciated. I'll be streaming again in a couple days. Got videos coming out just about every day. And like Peepee was saying, got Inktober going. Right class, wrong champ. I will get going on that. But that is going to do me for tonight, everybody. I hope you have a most excellent rest of your Monday. And a good week, too. We'll catch you guys next time. I'm Rob.vonshoe. Till next time, everyone. Take care. Talk soon. Stay safe. Be well, everybody. Bye for now.